I will find you. You will ask, what will you do when they find me? Don't be scared of yourself.
Hi, I'm Dawn.
And I'm Ashley.
We would like to welcome you to the Work It, You Are Worth It podcast.
We're two friends sit around and talk about healing, growth, and healthy relationships.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Dawn. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It has been a fun-filled weekend. We went go-karting on Friday, and we went roller skating on Saturday. And I am reminded today of just how old I am.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
Yeah. Wait till you turn 50. People always say, like they say when the day you turn 40, all of a sudden the next morning you wake up and things are stiffer than they were the day before, and you're 39. And I thought they were crazy, but it was true. And then everybody said, "Oh, just wait till you're 50." And well, they were right about that too. And it's like, every day is just like, some days I wake up and I feel amazing. Some days I wake up and I feel not so amazing. But I wake up, so I guess that's all that matters.
Well, today is I don't know, I feel amazing. And at the same time, my legs are exhausted. My muscles are sore, but I do feel amazing. But it's a good sore. It's almost like a gym sore, you know?
Yeah, that's...
I'm sore and tired because I had too much fun. That's never a
Right.
bad thing.
Right. I know. Even when I go to, the other day, I went to physical therapy, and so physical therapy this time around is kicking my butt. It's kicking my butt a little bit more than normal. For those that don't know, I'm eventually going to have knee replacements, both knees. And so the doctor wanted me to go back into therapy again. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So they're a little puzzled why I'm there, because I need replacements, but we're doing what I got to do. And this time around, usually I go and it's good and it's fairly easy, and and I still push myself, but I don't leave sweaty, and I wouldn't leave tired. But they've changed up what I'm doing, and oh my God, it's kicking my butt. I'm working on, before it was always work on balance, work on, stretching. Well, this time I'm working on strengthening, and I'm pretty strong, but not as strong as I had thought. So
yeah, that's definitely working muscles that you didn't plan to work or haven't used in a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's some damage things.
But I have to say, it feels good though,
Yes.
right? I mean, it's very odd to say it because I'm sore, and yes, I feel like I am 40 years old. I feel my age for sure. My back hurts, my legs hurt, my knees hurt, my wrists hurt.
Yeah.
I could go on. And emotionally, mentally, I am I feel like, why don't I do this every weekend? Go and burn that adrenaline and get those, I don't know, it's you get physical and roller skating and getting down there and sweating and going fast, and then go-karting and feeling the wind on your face, and the adrenaline from going so fast around the track and trying to get using your muscles to keep the car turning and keep your balance, and the competition too. It's they say that going and working out releases endorphins. I'm not a huge fan of working out, but I could definitely see if you got super competitive with it and pushed your body to sweat and your adrenaline to pump and really make yourself go, I can definitely see why that would create such positive mental, emotional feeling.
Yeah, I actually, thinking about that, I hate to go to the gym by myself, because I am I am a competitive person, and I've shared that, my boys and I we're constantly playing games, we're constantly, just in competition in a healthy way, right? But I would love to have a partner to go to the gym with that was not a romantic partner, just another person to go to the gym with and be a little bit competitive with, because I think I know that would make me more motivated to go, because I can find every excuse in the book not to go to the gym.
Well, see, and I don't necessarily think it's about going to the gym, right? For me, I cannot stand going to the gym.
Ugh.
I feel super uncomfortable, and I'm skinny, right? I'm
Yeah.
I'm 115 pounds soaking wet. So I go to the gym and people stare, and then I'm trying to work out and I'm skinny, but I'm not in shape, right? Don't There's a big difference between the two. So I'm embarrassed because I'm trying to do stuff and I'm struggling to do it, and people are staring because I should be able to do this stuff because of how skinny I am. And then I'm not having any fun. So I personally despise going to the gym. I do not go to the gym. I do not like, and it's so bad that I don't even like working out. Like, somebody's like, "Oh, I got this new workout video. You should check it out." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay. It'll never happen. Good luck with that."
It's so
But to
funny.
go out,
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just, it's crazy that sometimes we talk about all the time how different you and I are, right? I am a plus size woman. You are super, super skinny, nothing to you. You say you're uncomfortable going to the gym because you're super skinny. Would say I'm uncomfortable going to the gym because I'm a plus size woman, and right, everybody stares because I'm a plus size woman, which it makes no sense why people are judgmental at the gym with a plus size woman there, because right, isn't that what I should be doing? But whatever.
Right?
And right, just like you being super skinny, shouldn't you be at the gym trying to strengthen yourself up and make yourself a little bit thicker? And
Right? Have a little bit more shape and fitness. And yo, I can't run a mile to save my life.
right, well, yeah, right, exactly. And there, it's really sad because we both need to be in the gym, being there for different reasons. But I don't like to go because I'm going to be stared at. I'm going to be judged. And that's on me.
It's the same. We're so different. We're so different, but it's so much the same situation.
But that's on us. Isn't that on us? Because right, what would we tell somebody else? Don't who gives a
Other
fuck?
people's thoughts, feelings, and opinions are none of our business.
Exactly. But right,
Who cares if they're stuck staring at you? Don't look.
Right.
Don't listen. Don't think about it.
but I'm human. I am human.
Well, so that kind of leads into the second part of what I was going to say, though, right? Because I don't think that going to the gym or doing an exercise video or quote unquote working out is the only way to do it. What I found this weekend is I went go-karting and my arm muscles feel like I went to the gym and bench pressed. Now, listen, I didn't go to a kids go-karting rink. We went to the adult rink. The go-karts were probably going 40 to 60 miles an hour, left and right turns, zipping around this track. It was so much fun, but it was so much work. Then the very next night, we went to the roller skating rink for 3 hours.
dang.
Roller skates are heavy. That takes balance. My thighs, my butt muscles, my calves, my shins, literally every muscle in my body, including my core belly muscles, feel like I went to the gym for 3 hours both days. And I went and played and had fun. Kayaking. Think about the first
Oh,
time you went
God.
kayaking. The muscles, the core muscles, the arm muscles. Like, going to the gym or going and working out is not the only way to work out. It's not the only way to get that muscle fatigue, body endorphin feeling. I can go-kart and roller skating and have the exact same feeling.
Yeah. That's another aspect of kayaking where I have not kayaked as much recently as I had. And part of that is I have a slower kayak. My kayak is wider and shorter, which is really all I need for me. But to go kayaking in the groups that are still out there that are kayaking, they all have
They're like intentional kayakers
right. They
going
have
fast, right?
Yes, they have the narrower kayaks that are really, really long that are meant to cut water very smoothly, very quickly, and I have to paddle 3 times as much as they have to paddle, and I still can't keep up because my boat's wider, doesn't cut water the way it right. Theirs would.
Right. It's a different design. It's made to do different things.
Right. But it's very disappointing because I miss kayaking so much. Right. It was an amazing exercise for me. Right. I would go to both days on the weekend and spend 6 hours kayaking. I didn't need to work out the rest of the week. Now, I'm going to say this too, though. I was still the same size I am now. Right. Just because I'm killing myself and I'm working out and right physically being active doesn't mean all of a sudden pounds are just going to shed away. But it's also not because of my eating habits either.
Well, no.
Right? There's factors
Right,
we
right.
both have that.
I don't think the point of it is the weight.
Exactly.
I think the point of it is healthy, right?
Right.
My body being physically, mentally, emotionally healthy. And if I go out and do things that I enjoy, be that whether that be going to the gym or going kayaking or going roller skating or going bowling or going hiking, it doesn't matter what it is. It's a matter of making myself get up and get out and remember how much I enjoy doing it and how much my body enjoys doing it. Mm-hmm. I think we force ourselves to do what society says, right? Going to the gym and working out is all the rave these days. And so many people are forcing themselves to pretend to be happy in going to the gym when really they're super uncomfortable and they're miserable and they're making themselves feel like a failure. Just find something fun that still does physical.
Right.
Right? Maybe it's going to the park and playing Frisbee. Maybe it's going roller skating. Maybe it's learning how to fly a kite. I don't know. It could be anything, but there's a million things out there that we can go and do that are still physical and will still make us feel good.
And if you choose to not do something physical for that day or a weekend or whatever, that's okay too. Right? It's really just get yourself out there. I think that's, for me, more what it is all right, maybe it's a concert in the park. Right? I don't think it has to always be physical either.
I don't think it does either. And I think it's really important that we don't, like, there's two, right? There's two sides of every coin. It is really, really important that we don't beat ourselves up if we don't go out and do something. It's okay. It's not berating myself never made me want to go and do something, right? Berating someone and being mean to someone and telling them what a lazy piece of crap they are and how terrible they are, that doesn't make them want to be better. So beating myself up isn't going to make me want to be better. And at the exact same time, the exact opposite side of that exact same coin, I have to hold myself accountable. I have to just get up and get out and do something so I can remember how much I enjoy it.
Yeah. So what do you think, right, we're talking about what we want. What do you think higher power thinks about this?
That's such a hard question, right? That's what we had said we were going to talk about today. And I think it's really important is figuring out the difference, or if there's a difference, or understanding what higher power wants versus understanding what I want. I don't know that there is a difference. I really don't. Like, when I stop and I think about what I truly, authentically want and or need in my life, the two things go hand in hand, even if I don't like it.
So let me ask you a quick question. So are you saying if I want ice cream, HP wants me to have ice cream?
I'm saying if you sit down and you consider whether or not ice cream is truly what you want, and in your heart and in your gut, you truly want ice cream. There's nothing going, no, that's probably not the best choice. I probably shouldn't do this. There's no little thought in the back of your head or little voice saying, no, I probably shouldn't, right? There's none of that there. Then yeah, HP probably wants you to have ice cream. if I don't know that, right? So when my kids were little, I used to tell them the way to distinguish between self-will and, I didn't use the words higher powers will, but that's what I was teaching them. The difference between self-will and higher powers will was stop, pause, and ask myself, is this really what I want? And that first instinct, that first gut, that's my answer. Like if I were to ask you right now, Dawn, are you sitting down? And you don't think about it. You just get a gut, just the noise, not even a word, just the noise. Are you standing up right now? That gut response, that gut answer, that's your true, authentic answer. And if you follow that, if I follow that, then that's what my higher power wants. That's what's best for me.
Oh, sorry. I was on mute. I don't even know if you heard me say or whatever.
I didn't.
Okay, well, I am sitting down, which you knew. Sorry. I was very engrossed in what you were saying. So I don't know. There's been plenty of times and where my head went was financial, from a financial money spending situation.
You're talking about your head, though.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about your head. What your head wants and what your gut, or I like to use the word heart, but other society changes heart into romantic relationships, so I'm not going to say heart. But what your head tells you is what comes from society. That's what that's all the shoulds, right? I should make this amount of money. I should go here. I should do this with my job. But just because I should doesn't mean that if I say, do I need to, my gut instinct, that that first feeling, thought, it's not even a word, it's a sound, that first sound that comes up. It might be right? Or nuh-uh. It could be any, but it's just a sound. That is the gut feeling. That is the higher power feeling, not the thought, the feeling, the sound. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. But no, and let's say I'm sitting on the couch and I need new shoes. So I go on and I look and I really can't afford new shoes. But I'm like, that to me, that's a first thought. Right?
Yes, that's a first thought. But then when you examine that thought,
I think there's the piece that I was missing from what you were saying. Right?
Yes.
You kept saying it's the first thing. Well, it's not. The first thought I have is what I need to examine. And then when that first feeling that comes from my gut happens is the true what I should do. So
right. So like when we talk about ice cream, like do you want, like when I say, oh, I want ice cream, but then I have to stop and examine that. Do I want ice cream? If that first thought says, ooh, I want ice cream, then I have to stop and I have to ask, right? That's the only way to find out, am I doing my will or higher power's will, is I have to stop and ask that thought, ask myself, is that thought actually what I want? And I can't do it when I'm emotional, right? If I just got into a fight with my mom, I can't stop and ask myself if I want to go no contact with my mom. I'm angry, I'm emotional, we just got in a big fight. I can't do it right then. I have to be calm and actually reflect and ask myself genuinely, is this what I want? And I think that's the only way to know what higher power wants.
One of the things I heard, and I try to practice as to my best of my ability, is if I have a thought and I want something or consider something, or I want to buy a new pair of shoes, I want ice cream, I want to go on a dating app, let's use the dating app, right? I'm sitting on the couch. I'm on a dating app. I want to go on, like, I should go on the dating apps. There's something to, in those moments, stop, right? What I need to do, because usually when I want to do that, I'm sitting on my couch. It's quiet. It's a Friday night. I'm bored. Whatever. And it'll pop in my head. Do I want to do that? What I have been told and what I try to practice is I get up and do something else. Just like ice cream, right? Oh, I want ice cream. Do I really want ice cream? Okay, get up, do something else. Get your mind on thinking about something else. And then come back to, do I want ice cream? And if you still want ice cream, have ice cream.
That is it.
And a lot of times I can, after I've done, get up and go for a walk. Usually I take the dog out for a walk. I will call my mom, or I'll call, text a friend, or I'll do something around the house. And then when I revisit it, a lot of times I don't even want it anymore. Right? It was just
I think, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I think that's so important. It goes into every aspect of our lives. I think depending on how serious the decision is, depends on how long the pause should be. So if we're talking, do I want ice cream? Maybe we only need to pause for 30 minutes or 20 minutes and then ask ourselves again. Or if we're talking about, do I want to start a relationship or look for a relationship? Maybe we need to pause for a week or two and ask again. Or if we're talking about, do I want to end a relationship? Maybe we need to pause for a day or two or a week or two.
Or a
Same
year.
with a job. Right. I think that goes with every single situation. The only way to know if this is self-will or higher powers will, is this the quote unquote right path? The only way to know that, I think, is to pause and reflect. And if I'm still unsure, then I wait a day or two, pause and reflect again. If I get that answer 4 times and I still am unsure, I'm just going to pause and ask again until I feel like, okay, I'm sure, I'm ready. And I don't know if that's higher powers will or if that's self-will, but that's the only way I know how to do it.
I agree with that that technique of, right, pausing and taking a moment. Shopping has always been a kind of a crutch, right? It's not, it's been my go-to, that instant gratification feeling.
Yeah.
And that's something this year my higher power and I had a conversation about, and something and I think that's the thing. We are working on this together, right? I have asked my higher power to intervene when those thoughts happen. Do I need this? And it happens every time because, right, I asked for it, and so of course I'm going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my behaviors have changed this year. And it's right, I'm only a month in, right? I'm getting to that, it's, how people say my New Year's resolution, and I don't make New Year's resolutions. I don't personally believe in them. I feel like those are, you're kind of setting yourself up to fail. But I'm going to do things differently is more of a way to do it. So I am getting to that point where it's like, okay, I'm a month in now. Can I keep this up? And right, I need to evaluate. Is this still in my best interest? Is it still something I can maintain? Is it something, right? I had a conversation with my higher power, right? We're still doing this. We're doing good. Just let's keep working on this. And he does. He shows up for me when I need him to show up for me, and he always will. But by asking for what I need and I want, I will get what I need and I want. One way or the other, right? He's not going to hand it to me on a silver platter, right? But he is going to put that flicker of doubt in my head.
Yes. I think so many times for so long I searched for my higher power. I searched for God to speak to me. Tell me what to do. Tell me what my path was. Guide me, lead me. And I had shut my higher power out, right? I didn't have any faith in him. I didn't believe in him. I didn't have any relationship with him at all. I had shut him out completely. And so to sit there and wait for him to talk to me, like quite literally, I would wait for this, I don't know, like this glaring
Like somebody
sign.
to tap you on the shoulder. Hey, 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 I'm right here. I'm saying this.
Yes, exactly. And it never happened. And for so long, I just thought that it was like my higher power just didn't care. Like he just wasn't there. And what I came to realize was I had to listen to myself in order to be able to listen to my higher power. I had to have a relationship with myself in order to hear my higher power. And my higher power doesn't make it that easy. He doesn't just say, hey, go left. Half the time I go left and I run into a wall and have to turn around and go back. So, right, my higher power I don't think any higher power is like, hey, go here. Really, I think it's just a feeling inside of us.
You know, I'm thinking of the story you told me, and I mean, you've told the story a few times, so I'm not going to do it again. People are just going to have to go back and listen to the other podcasts. The story about the man with the boat trying to be rescued, right? The man just has a boat put in his way. He's got a helicopter put in his way, and then wonders why you didn't show up. Well, I did. Right. But I'm not gonna, I can't make you do things, but I can give you thoughts. I can give you free will. Right. If I make a choice and it doesn't work out the way I thought it would, that's on me. That's not my higher power's fault. Because he probably told me, right? There was probably a moment of, you sure you want to do this? You sure you want to do this?
Or even like we say it's not our higher power's fault. And I do that a lot. I place blame. But maybe it's not a fault. Like maybe this thing didn't work out because it wasn't supposed to work out, because I had to learn the lesson that I got from it not working out. Maybe that painful thing that I went through that I wish I'd have never gone through, I had to go through in order to learn. Because maybe my higher power tried to show me in a million other ways that I just couldn't hear or see. Like I don't necessarily think it's a fault. Does that make sense?
It does. And I I love that, because I think that's how I've found internal peace in my life, and is not hanging on to like the resentments, the negativity of instead of being, oh, that didn't work out. I knew that wouldn't work out. I knew, or he did this to me, if I'm, from a relationship perspective, or, work, I got skipped over for a raise and it's because this other, well, maybe I got skipped over for a raise because there's something else coming down the path for me that's going to give me threefold. Or
right, maybe there's a job offer that you wouldn't have ever even considered if you'd gotten that raise, and because you didn't get the raise, you take this new job, which is going to be an amazing job.
Right.
Who knows?
Right. I can look at the negatives. I can choose to look at the negatives, but if I always look at the negatives, I'm never opening myself up for the positives.
Right.
And the positives are where the growth, you grow from negatives. I don't mean that like that. What I'm saying though is when I look at the positives, I grow and I change because my life gets brighter.
When I can find the positive within the negative.
Yes.
Somebody said the other day, I don't remember where I heard this or how I heard this, but somebody said, if you really think about it, the brightest light, when you look for a light and you're in the darkness and you're like, oh, thank God for the light. There's the light. Oh my God, I love that light so much. Thank God for that light. We wouldn't even be able to see that light if it wasn't surrounded in darkness. Where is the thankfulness for all the darkness so that we can appreciate that light? Like literally, if you think about it, if that one light wasn't surrounded by darkness, would it be the brightest, shiniest, most amazing light ever?
I'm thinking about the seasons. Think about the seasons, right? Oh, winter. I hate winter. It's so cold and I'm miserable and I'm in the, but then just think about when it turns spring and those first blooms and everything starts turning green. You can't appreciate that if you hadn't gone through the winter.
Do you know what my favorite season is? My favorite season is spring. And that's because everything is fresh and it's all new and it's blooming and it's alive.
I love spring.
My second favorite season is fall. The reason that my second favorite season is fall is because everything is dying. And as it is dying, it is fertilizing and setting up for all the new stuff. Think about when the colors of the leaves change and how beautiful that process is. What is happening during that time is that those leaves are dying. They are starving to death. And then they're falling off the trees. But look at the beauty that creates. We wouldn't have spring if we didn't have winter, if we didn't have fall. Like all of that new life and that new growth and that beautiful freshness, it wouldn't be possible if we didn't have the death and the barren.
So I have someone that I was talking to that absolutely the person lives in Michigan, and so been very cold and snowy and all of that. And she's been very negative about the snow. Like, I hate the snow and I gotta shovel and I just, just complain. And I'm like, I want you to find some positives. And we were talking about this in some other aspects of our life, but she kept complaining about the snow and the cold and the having to shovel, and she hates it and just hates it. And I just, and I was like, I know you don't like it. I know it's not fun having to shovel. But I said, did you ever think about, instead of going out and complaining about having to shovel the snow, did you ever go out and just plop down in the snow and make a snow angel? Did you ever think about making a snowman? Instead of thinking about it from such a negative standpoint, right? Oh, I gotta go shovel. But you know what? Before I shovel, I'm gonna go make a snowman, or I'm gonna plop down and
most people, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
you're
I feel
fine.
like this is really important and I'll forget. Most people in that situation go out and shovel that snow and are angry the whole time and frustrated, and then come in and remember that we've got to find something to be grateful for. So fine, I'm grateful that I have the muscular ability to shovel the snow.
Yep.
But really what I hear you saying and what I hear me saying is, that's bullshit, right? I can't just be grateful. Like, yeah, I'm grateful I have the ability to shovel the snow. Yes, that's true. Go deeper than that. Like, find the positive in the snow. Find the good in the thing that I hate, that I despise, so that I can be good during this.
It's changing mindset. That's all. That's really what it's about, right? It's people. I understand. I lived in the snow for 35 years. I get the snow. I get it's rough. I get all of that.
Oh man, I hate the snow.
Right? I moved to Florida for a reason, but I can't say when people post on Facebook or I'll see it on the news, there's a flicker of a moment that I'm just like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. I haven't seen snow but maybe twice in 20 years. Not saying that I want to run and move back to anywhere with snow. I'm not saying that. But I can say it's beautiful. I also can say that it gets hotter than hell here in Tampa, Florida. I live in Florida. It gets hotter than hell in July and August. I could bitch about that. Oh, I can't fucking go outside. It's just too hot. And right, it's no different than somebody living in the snow. Oh, I can't do this and I can't do that because it's just too hot. And okay, right, it's hot. So I just go from my car, air conditioned car, to my air conditioned home. The trade off is yesterday, middle of January, people are sitting at the pool. People are going to the beach. It was 85 degrees out.
I think
it's finding the silver lining in the things.
I think and silver lining, yeah, but I think it's even more than silver lining. Like, it's the authentic positive. Like, yeah. I hate the snow. I hate going out in the snow. I hate shoveling the snow. I hate wet feet. I hate the sore muscles. I absolutely get what that person is saying. I literally left New York because I hate snow. And there's ways, like you talked about, go out with the kids and build igloos and snowmen and make snow angels.
You don't even have to go out with the kids. You don't even have to go out with kids. I can still, as an adult, as a 50-year-old woman, can go make a snowman. Because you know what? Maybe my neighbor needs to see me go make a snowman.
Shit, I went roller skating last night. I was the only 40-year-old woman out there on that skating rink. I promise you that.
Right? Because you're the only one that's brave enough to do it. But you know what I mean? I think
yes.
It's leading by living your life authentically and living it in a way by example, because there is someone else. There was probably someone sitting in that roller skating rink last night that was 40 years old looking at you and like, damn, maybe I should put a pair of skates on and go out there.
Right, maybe it's possible.
It's possible, exactly. Next time, maybe I will do that. Right?
I think that's the key, is finding the genuine, not the, right, like, I don't want to harp on the snow shoveling thing, but it's so easy, right? It's so easy, such an easy example. It's yeah, I'm glad I've got the muscle to shovel the snow. Yes, I'm grateful that my legs work and I can go out there and move my car or whatever I need to do. And yes, I'm glad that I don't have horrible asthma and I can breathe in the cold. Those are all things to be grateful for. And yes, that's a good way to find the positive in the negative. And there is some sort of true, authentic gratitude. Like the way I described winter and the dead and the barren, I had to search for that true, authentic gratitude for winter. And it is a true and real, like, we wouldn't have all that living and all that beauty if we didn't have that dead and desolate. I think it's important to find that true, authentic gratitude. And I think that has to do with how you know your higher powers will.
Thank you. That's I actually was headed there myself, was right. That's my higher power is light. My higher power is beauty. My higher power is positivity. My higher power is all things great and amazing and wonderful. My higher power is not negative. I am negative. So if I am in my negative place, then I am not connected to my higher power.
Are you saying that negative things won't ever happen to you?
Oh, no. Negative things happen all the time. But that means if I dwell in that negative thing happening and I just sit in it and I let myself be in the yuck and the that's me. When I find the positivity in that negative thing, like, okay, well, so this happened. Yeah, that sucked. But, however, whatever the, right, pick your word and whatever you want to say, whatever makes you happy, saying it. This happened too. And you know what? next time I'm gonna be able to do, I'm gonna choose to handle it a little differently. I'm gonna, um,
I learned this and I'm going to use
yeah,
that next time.
exactly. Or, right, this sucked, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Right,
You know, I was at work the other day and I walked by somebody, and this is going to lead into I think what you were saying. And I walked by somebody and I was like, "Hey man, how you doing today?" And he was like, "I've had a really shitty day and I'm in a really
yes.
horrible mood." And I was like, "Oh man, that really sucks. That's really shitty, dude. I'm really sorry to hear that." And he stopped and he looked at me and he went, "It does. Thank you." And he smiled and laughed and walked away. Acknowledge that it sucks. Acknowledge that it's shitty. And then take what you need to from it so you can find the positive. All he needed was somebody to acknowledge that that sucked. And that made his day, it made it better. He was like, "Oh, damn, she validated me. There we go. I'm good now." Acknowledge the feelings. It sucks. It's shitty. It's bad. Validate them. Damn, that's really shitty. I'm sorry to hear that. I hate that way. I hate feeling that way. And then take that validation and that positivity and go on with it. Right? Find the positive in the negative. Find the lesson. Find what I need. Take what I need and move on.
And that could happen instantaneously, right? Go out in the snow. I got to go shovel snow. I'm going out. Find the good in the moment.
I'm going to drop backwards and make this angel and then look at how pretty it is and then go shovel and look at it again on my way in and be reminded of how much fun it was.
And and that's actually exactly what I said to this person. I said, "Do you think about if you made a snowman? Every time you looked out that window, because it's cold and it's gonna be cold for a week, it's not gonna melt. You're gonna see that snowman every time you walk to the window, you walk outside, and you're gonna smile. You're gonna remember, man, that was fun."
What if we take that snow and we put it into a bucket and we build an igloo for the neighborhood kids or for ourselves?
Yeah.
Or what if we take all that snow and we throw it in one big pile and we build a little sledding hill?
And every time you see it, you smile. Because you remembered the good. You're not going to remember the fact that I built this snowman and it was fun and then I had to shovel. You're not going to think about that in a week. You're going to remember.
You're going to see that snowman with the carrot in his nose and think about how much fun it was.
Exactly.
And how accomplished it was.
Exactly. Not, "Oh, damn, after I did that, I had to go shovel."
Or maybe you make the bottom of the snowman and shovel a third of the driveway, and then you make the middle and shovel a third of the driveway, and then you make the top and shovel a third of the driveway, right? Or maybe you make a snow castle, and every time you shovel the driveway, you make another corner of the castle. Find a way to make it fun.
Right, I love that. Right, it's kind of a reward. It's kind of a motivation. I think that's really what we're saying. I know HP is saying, right? Find the motivation, find the good, find the love, find the happiness, because we all have happiness within us. It's just whether you choose to embrace it. I can embrace my negativity.
And I know it's a choice. I know that.
Yep, it is.
I know that in the end, it is a choice. And it doesn't seem like a choice at first, right? Sometimes we have to fake it until we make it. Yeah. Sometimes I have to say, if I stop and build this snowman, then I will feel this way. And I have to pretend I believe it and do it anyways, and then see the result afterwards. And maybe I don't feel it when I build the snowman. So maybe next time I do it, I try an igloo. Or I try a sledding hill, or, right, I try different things until I find the thing that does work.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't just give up and be like, oh, I hate this, and just hate it all the time over and over, because it doesn't change anything. God, what was that movie I watched last night? It was a movie with Snoop Dogg and Mike Epps, and it's on Amazon. And Snoop Dogg plays this football legend, and he's very self-centered, very egotistical. But then he has to go and coach this group of kids from the ghetto, very, very, very poor Pee-wee league. And as the movie goes on, the only thing that changes is his mindset, the coach's mindset. And as his mindset changes, you see everything begin to change.
Yeah.
It is literally just that. Like, if I judge myself harshly, others will judge me harshly because I will judge them harshly. If I am miserable in everything I do, I will always be miserable, and I will make people around me miserable. I have to change my mindset. I have to choose to have a different mindset. And sometimes faking it is the way to make it.
So I'm going to take this full circle, because we were talking about the gym and all of that yuck in the beginning. So shouldn't, and I'm not advocating for people start going to the gym, because I'm not going to start going to the gym, but isn't it our mentality? Should it not matter? Like, if I want to go to the gym, right, and I want to go walk on the treadmill, and I want to dance while I'm walking on the damn treadmill, and I want to look like a fool. Grab a hold of it, run with it, and forget what everybody else thinks. It just doesn't matter, right? Because they're judging, right? Some other people might be judging me in a negative way, but there is always going to be somebody that's going to be like, damn, that bitch has got balls.
Or, like, we don't know what's in people's heads, right?
Right.
At the beginning of this, we talked about how we thought they were judging us at the gym. Maybe in their heads is, hell yeah, look at that girl on that treadmill dancing. She's got some rhythm. Look how good she looks.
Right.
We don't know.
The confidence, the whatever, yes.
Right. Maybe those people are staring because they're like, damn, look at her outfit. I wish I could wear that here. Or whatever. We don't know what people are thinking. We assume we know. And I don't know about you, but my mama always told me that assuming makes an ass out of you and me. ASSUME. That's what assuming does. So I
still use that.
Yes,
I still use
me
that.
too.
Uh-huh.
So don't assume what other people are thinking. It makes us both look like assholes.
Yeah.
In every situation. I can't believe how I never took that in until recently, and used to get told that all the time.
Yeah. I know we were a little all over the place today, which is okay.
I think it was amazing.
I do too. So, Ashley, thank you. I know we both have to get on with our days. Busy time for both of us. So, listeners, thank you. Ashley, thank you. Have a great week.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, listeners. And I hope everybody has a wonderful week.
Bye.
Bye.
We would like to thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery. Visit the Work It website at workityouareworthit.com to submit your questions and topics for future episodes. And remember, work it because you are worth it.